before, and it is somewhat disconcerting. The early ones, when you actually pulled up to a light and you had to stop, it literally, everything stopped. It quit. And you were, after somebody who's been driving for so many years, you're like, oh my God, my car died. You hit the accelerator, it starts going again. But it was not intuitive. It was not intuitive. And we do like our acceleration in this country. I guess everybody does. I mean, let's look at the Autobahn and everywhere else. But we got that fixed too. So, I mean, this just makes sense. It's an $800 million investment in our area. And I think that's just a wonderful, wonderful thing, despite Marky Mark, Governor Marky Haslam here, and that terrible, terrible picture. The quote, Volkswagen is 100% committed to the United States. Company employs about 3,500 people in Chattanooga currently. And of course, we all know about the problems that Volkswagen has had. And, you can't run a big business without a few issues. But I mean, it's emissions, and I'm an environmentalist. And we all hate having to go get our emissions because it's not, it has nothing. Yeah. One of my former coworkers said he would suck on the tailpipe of his Volvo, for a minute and wouldn't hesitate to do it. But he could not get past the stupid emissions test because it's a computer thing. It's a computer thing. And you can't fool it. But I would love to have an electric car. I really would.
It'd be fun.
It could be. It could be fun, but I'm just talking about the fact that you wouldn't have to be pulling over all the time and paying we got cheap gas now. Trust me on this one. It won't stay cheap forever. It is a limited resource. And well, of course, I was going to say in my lifetime, that could end today. But I mean, in most of y'all's lifetimes, you're going to see prices back up to $4 a gallon very shortly. I have a feeling it's not going to always stay like this.
The only problem with electric, though, is the range.
What is the range on one of these things? It's an electric Passat. I do not know. I'll say I don't know. If somebody out there knows, feel free to give us a ring because, we have powering stations around here, which are fairly convenient. There's more of them than you think there are. Like homeless people, you don't see them until you see them. And when you see them, you can't stop seeing them. And they're everywhere. But I mean, when you take off across the great, American desert, Kansas and the wastelands out there of East Colorado, I have no idea how often can you get to a charging station? I don't know. And good morning, caller.
Hey, Jeff.
Hi.
Hey, okay. I'm on there.
You are?
All right. Yeah. I'm going to stay on that 1240 a.m. I'm up in Salt Creek. I can't hear you over the radio, regular radio, so I have to listen to you.
Whatever works is fine with me.
Yeah. And you talking about the songs?
Yes.
That song where it says "Love Life Bleeding in My Hands."
Yeah. More lyrics and has hit songs that people don't know how to sing properly than anybody else on the planet. Elton John is the master. Love Life Bleeding in My Hands. You're absolutely right. And we'll go with that. We talked about that in the first time. Thank you, man. Thank you. Chronic lyrisosis, I believe, is the phrase that we came up with, the phrase that pays. Oh, if you're going to play Funeral for a Friend, it's going to be a long time for you to get there. But he's a master. And we were talking about Snoop Dogg and played that little cut from him earlier. And if you've not noticed, check out the back of my borrowed friend's car that I am slowly paying for from down in middle Georgia, down below Macon. And it's from Chronic The Chronic dealership in Griffin, Georgia, Lamar County. Chronic. You think that's not getting some attention from police officers when they pull up behind me? Chronic. Call this tag in. Yeah, and that was just Snoop and them not understanding. Somebody brought some hydroponic dope and they didn't know how to say bubonic, chronic, whatever.
I'm the dude, that or his dudeness, duder, or El Duderino if you're not into the whole brevity thing.
Cougar Radio 92.7. 3, 2, 1.
Chattanooga Radio. Digital FM 95.3 HD4. 92.7 FM's news. Now.
Chattanooga cops say a 21-year-old was in a drive-by shooting. Police believe that Darren Banks hunted down his girlfriend after an argument and fired shots with a .40 caliber handgun. A nearby home was peppered with gunfire. Nobody was hurt, but there was a 4-month-old child inside. Banks arrested. Cops questioned his ex-girlfriend, who they believe was his target. Hamilton County commissioners met yesterday to discuss the school district's budget. Commissioner said it was the first step in the budgeting process. Superintendent of County Schools, Dr. Brian Johnson, shared his vision for the system and how much it'll end up costing. He said they have to make renovations to some of the 80 campuses, and new buildings need to be installed some places as well. A Cleveland man was shot in the chest, and cops say he drove himself to the hospital. He called 911 reporting his injury. Police arrested 4 people at the reported scene of the crime. Happened right near the Boys and Girls Club. Russell Stroud, Nooga Radio News Talk 92.7 Action News now.
Sean Hannity, weekday afternoons from 3 to 6 p.m. on Nooga Radio 92.7 FM.
Nooga Radio 92.7.
Space, the final frontier.
Whether it's a man cave, she shed, or office, L&K Buildings and Trailer Sales has your space. The perfect portable building just for you. L&K Buildings and Trailer Sales is a premier building authorized dealer. You tired of paying high storage fees, lack of security, and not having easy access to your stuff? Then L&K has the building just for you. Or if you're looking for a mini home or the perfect hunting cabin, L&K has the building that will convert perfectly. Free delivery up to 50 miles. No credit checks and low monthly payments. Call L&K today at 706-858-0077. 706-858-0077. On Facebook, search L&K Buildings and Trailer Sales. 3532 Lakeview Drive, Rossville, Georgia. L&K's featured storage unit this month is a center cabin 12x32, featuring 15% off. L&K Buildings and Trailer Sales. Call 706-858-0077.
As a small business owner, you know that running a business is no easy task. You're in the office and on your 3rd cup of coffee before most even roll out of bed. That's why you need office equipment and solutions that help keep your business running smoothly. The experts at RJ Young provide office technology that ensures your business's network stays efficient and secure, so you can focus on what truly matters, growing your business. To discover how RJ Young can help your small business grow, visit rjyoung.com/smallbusiness.
Your home is a constant work in progress. Repaint the walls? Yeah, easy enough. Leaky faucet? There's a video for that. But roof repair? You might want some help. That's where Chattanooga Roofing Contractors come in. They have 3 generations of roofing excellence you can count on. Leave the ladder in the garage. Go to chatroofing.com. That's chatroofing.com for Chattanooga Roofing Contractors, a roofing company you can trust.
The first responders, these are the men and women who put themselves in harm's way for us. And here at Nooga Radio, we want to do our part to say thank you. On Nooga Radio, every Friday is First Responder Friday. We'll honor our first responder with a thank you gift from Nooga Radio's community partners. If there's a first responder you'd like us to honor, go to NoogaRadio.com and submit your nomination. First Responder Friday, sponsored by Doug Yates Towing and Recovery, the Mad Philly Sandwich Shop, Newark Pizza Department, and Nooga Radio 92.7 FM.
Everything all right in there?
Oh, I think I'm about to pass a kidney stone.
Nooga Radio 92.7.
Empty spaces, what are we living for? Abandoned places, I guess we know this score. On and on. Does anybody know what we are looking for? Another hero, Another mind is crying behind the curtain.
Well, I'm just thinking, the show must go on.
I had, even though we're off the air, 889. People are listening out there on AM.
Does anybody want
NugaRadio.com and out there. I have one more piece of shrapnel in my arm, and it is trying to emerge. I would be very glad to get rid of it, but I'm really tired of digging in my own flesh with alcohol-soaked tweezers and ripping copper shards like fish hooks out of my skin. And I forced people to look at the copper shards that look like fish hooks. I just made them look at it because I was just so impressed with myself that I could actually spit those things out. I got one more coming out. And actually, after you played that little drop, my oldest son has had an issue with kidney stones.
I feel for him.
He wanted me to look at one. I said, look at kidney stone. He completely fooled me. And it's because I had made him look at the shrapnel. And at one point, he goes, hey, check this out. And he holds out this purple crystalline shard of broken glass and like frozen precipitation with about 18 points on it. He goes, that's one of my kidney stones. I absolutely feel for anybody who deals with that. Do women have kidney stones?
Yes.
They do?
Yes.
Right here, crank it up. This is possibly the worst of all. Bruce Springsteen wrote this song on his first album and performed it. And I don't care what Manfred Mann and the Earth Band says or anybody else, we all know what they're saying.
She was blinded by the light, wrapped up like a deuce under the roller in the night. Blinded by the light,
the lyric is supposed to be wrapped up like a deuce, wrapped up like a deuce. In other words, you still a 2 on the card table. You're done. You ain't got nothing. But they clearly say douche. And he said douche, they say douche, everybody says douche. And I mean, that's just all there is. I mean, there's just nothing. It's just fine. It's a French word for water, I guess, water fountain or something. So just go ahead and claim it. Claim that stuff, man. Own it. Own it. Actually, Springsteen was pretty good about that too. Writing lyrics that people didn't quite understand. That was a great album right there, by the way. That Man for Man's Man. You think about how there's bands that go through so many transitions. Sweet was one. Manfred Mann was one. They just go through all these weird changes. He played that song from Tool Guy the other day. I was so stunned about that. That was weird. Friend of the show, People's Home Equity, Bruce Dodd. Looking to buy a home? You got to get the process started with my friends over at People's Home Equity, your local mortgage professionals. Chatmortgage.com, MLS 66247 591 9801. And yesterday, I said to anybody out there who is a new listener, to me, Jeff Styles, spelled with a Y, thank you very much. We got rid of the genetically inferior I spelling styles a long time ago at our family reunions. And I said, you'll have to get used to the idea that I will constantly be saying, I told you so, when I tell you to do something and you don't do it. Perfect example, Free Solo. Bound to win Academy Awards for the Documentary of the Year. Sold out all the way through Thursday. They may add another week. I don't know. But I don't think there's any way you can get a ticket at this point. Try. But you'll also get used to other, let's just say, eccentricities that I bring to the table. And I hope you can deal with it. I'll try to deal with you guys. 800-8949 if you have a call, a comment, a question, whatever you got, bring it with you. I do love outdoor sports. I do love music, and I can be taken off of the talk radio path pretty quickly when that stuff comes up. So it's your call as to how you want to act. And this is a story I told last week about Lookout Wild Film Festival, which is coming up. And that's another one that Now it's moving to the Tivoli. It's been at the Walker Theater before the Walker was even renovated. I mean, it's been up there, and they really led the way, kind of the tip of the spear, and turned that venue back into a truly cool performance hall. And I mentioned one of the movies a couple of years back about a African-American ornithologist, a black bird watcher. It wasn't a guy who watched blackbirds. He was a black man who was a bird watcher. And it was just a 5-minute movie. And his name is Drew Lanham. And it was funny. He said some of the problems you run into being a black bird watcher, one of them is you might be mistaken for the other black bird watcher. There's just not that many out there. And he's actually coming to town. How about that? No such thing as coincidence. I did not know that. But apparently he's coming to town. He's going to be part of the UTC lecture series. And I'll tell you, it is the UTC Keese lecture series featuring Drew Lanham Thursday, January 31st in Durthick Hall. I didn't go to UTC, so I don't know where Durthick Hall is. Well, it says next to the new library. Now I do. Professor of wildlife ecology at Clemson University, the national champs. And that is going to be on the 31st. And speaking of Clemson, it cannot go without saying, did everybody notice what the president did? He was in charge of buying the actual banquet food for the Clemson Tigers when they made their triumphant visit up to the White House. And for once, actually, the team showed up, and he bought McDonald's. He bought literally boxes of Big Macs because he wanted to have all-American food. Now, they traveled to D.C. from Clemson after winning the national championship game, beating the unbeatable Crimson Tide, and they got Big Macs from the president, a man who's worth $14 bajillion. I think he could have possibly stretched out and done a little bit better than that. But also one of the things I was just going to say, just if as you get to know me, you will learn this. We're going to actually go to breaking news here in just a second. When we get closer and closer to announcements dealing with Riverbend, you might want to pay very close particular attention to bumper music I'm playing. That's just a hint. We had a big meeting yesterday, and I think that the announcement I've been waiting for and hoping that we would be able to make sometime in the near future is probably going to be mid-February. I think we're going to do something that we've never done before, and that's actually just announce the whole thing at one time and all the changes that everybody knows are going on out there. Caller, hang on just for a second. We actually have some breaking news that's very important, and we've got Russell back in here from the news department, and it's not happy news. It's bad news. Usually breaking news is.
Well, yeah, unfortunately, this isn't quite relevant to our area, but it's certainly relevant for the Middle East and North Africa section of the world. In Nairobi, Kenya, there was an attack on a upscale hotel. That's what NBC describes it as in Kenya's capital of Nairobi. One person called their emergency services and said, "We're under attack," and then hung up as there was an explosion. So there are reports of gunshots, there are reports of hand grenades, people running out of the building with their hands up. It was a very frightening situation for them. They have security forces move in rather quickly after the attack was reported. National Police Services in Kenya tweeted out, saying the police wish to confirm that there was an attack incident on 14 Riverside Drive in Nairobi. The incident has since been cordoned off, and motorists are advised to use alternative routes. So it's a very bad situation. And Al-Shabaab, a Somalian terror group,
they're the worst. They're the worst. They're the worst, literally. They're the ones that in Africa were kidnapping the young girls and selling them into human trafficking. And I can't imagine how we could live in a world if anybody made any claim to be part of that organization as part of some sort of Facebook brag or just thinking they're preaching to the choir. I'm not normally the guy that says this. They need to just put him down like a dog.
Well, you may remember Al-Shabaab was the same organization that attacked the mall back in 2013. There were like 67 people dead.
Soft targets. What have these people done? What have these people done? They're shopping. They've got a hotel room, and so there's some sort of what world is it they want to live in? I swear we thought Al Qaeda was bad, and then suddenly comes along all these other organizations that are ISIS and Al-Qaeda, and they're infinitely worse. And in Africa, I literally could not tell you without my voice breaking. I would not be able to do it and get through it. The atrocities that they have committed on other human beings.
And we're seeing a lot of that in Syria as the situation there is degraded, because you have groups like Hashd al-Shabi, HTS, the splinter groups out of the former Syrian army. It's just all sorts of terrible stuff going on there.
Look up the phrase auto cannibalism. That will give you a little clue. I won't have to go into any details. You can just look at it yourself if you really want to. Do we still have the caller on the line? I know we had a caller coming in. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Yes.
Hey, Jeffrey, my brother, how are you?
Hey, bro, what's up?
Working hard, telling the truth.
Well,
every time I hear about an upscale hotel in Africa, you have to wonder, is it like a Red Roof Inn or something? I don't know.
Actually, some of those capital cities actually do have some money and have some stuff.
They do.
Diamonds.
I don't know if you were aware that Ray Sawyer, passed away, lead singer to the Dr. Hook and the Medicine Show.
We were. We actually played a couple of tributes to him the other day.
Oh, I had a chance to meet him one time. He was as nutty in real life as he was on stage, but that's okay. And Carol Channing, the Broadway actress, died.
Yes.
And there's one of her favorite stories was, she was a favorite of the drag queen.
Yes, of course.
Scene.
Like Cher and Judy Garland.
She entered a contest one time and came in third.
Okay, Carol Channing lookalike contest?
Behind two men.
Behind two men who did a better job of being Carol Channing than herself? That's hilarious. Yeah. That's truly good.
That is. Yeah, that's pretty fun. I'm glad there are still people that can laugh at themselves.
Yeah,
I was going to tell y'all, I know you said your transmitter's down, but you're coming in loud and clear. I'm in an area here in Red Bank where you can't pick up anything on the radio, so I have to stream everything, and y'all are streaming fine this morning.
Thank you, man. Thank you, Bill. Good to hear from you, Bill.
Thank you, brother.
Seriously.
Yeah, man. Y'all take care.
All right, and that is true. We hadn't even mentioned that. I feel like I kind of get morbid sometimes. The older I get, the more I pay attention to, we're here for a good time, not a long time. And, I've lost a lot of heroes just in the last few years. I mean, people who meant the world to me. And Carol Channing goes way back beyond me and to the past. But she certainly was a talented person. Hello, Dolly. I mean, if nothing else, she had that. What is it that makes somebody attractive to the? I'm not being negative or derogatory in any way to the gay crowd. As far as why Cher? That little I understand because she played the bathhouses and places like that. But why Judy Garland? Why Carol Channing? Why? What is it? This is the band, by the way, I've just discovered. Strangely enough, I heard them for the first time yesterday, and then Mrs. Argonaut wanted to hear it. Kings of Convenience.
I'm the dude, that or his dudeness, Duder, or El Duderino, if you're not into the whole brevity thing.
Nuga Radio 92.7. 3, 2, 1.
Chatter, Nuga Radio, Digital FM 95.3 HD4, 92.7 FM's news now.
Genevieve cops say a 21-year-old was in a drive-by shooting. Police believe that Darren Banks hunted down his girlfriend after an argument and fired shots with a .40 caliber handgun. A nearby home was peppered with gunfire. Nobody was hurt, but there was a 4-month-old child inside. Banks arrested. Cops questioned his ex-girlfriend, who they believe was his target.